Hey guys, it is Melissa and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. If you're returning, again, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Like, I've been really enjoying being able to talk to you guys in the comments and share ideas, and I've made mistakes on videos and you guys have helped me, and it's just been really good, and I really appreciate all of the support. So make sure you guys are hitting subscribe down below. I really appreciate it, and give this video a like if this is what you guys want to see, because I really want to keep doing missing persons and cold cases. And I promised that I would come back on this Karlie Guse video and give you an update on the Dr. Phil show. That video episode did air today, episode 1, and there's going to be a second episode tomorrow. And I wanted to kind of jump on and give an update and my thoughts. So I don't want to make this video too long. If you are not familiar with the Karlie Guse case, I'm going to link it one of these corners. I'm going to put a card up and that just pops out and you can click right on it and you can go watch that video and then come back to this. I'll make sure there's a description below, or you can watch it after this one. Quick disclaimer, as always, these are just my opinions. This is stuff that I find online. There's always going to be things that are different or mistakes that are going to be made, and things are going to change. So this is just where we're at right now. Let me tell you guys this before I give you the full what happened on the Dr. Phil show. My thought on this case, genuinely what I thought, is that Zac and Melissa just might not have been being the best parents that night. I mean, we've all been there, right? I was thinking that maybe they were just drinking that night, and maybe they just weren't paying attention, and maybe they didn't want people to like pick on them because they felt guilty that they weren't like keeping a close eye on her, and that maybe they felt guilty because she was having a serious issue with this. Whatever she had taken was really a big issue, and that they didn't take it serious enough and take her to the hospital. And I thought that maybe just from their guilt that they just wanted to make it seem like they were doing more than they did, you know, by sleeping in bed with her, and they were like right there and we're so amazing, we're on top of her, and we were watching her, and we just don't have an idea how she just got out the door suddenly. So I just thought maybe it was one of those situations. And I don't know, guys. I watched this episode today and I'm filled with doubt and serious concern. So let's start off with the timeline that they give, so we make sure that this is the current timeline of events. On that night, Karlie was supposed to go to a football game. We know that she did not. Melissa said she received a phone call from Karlie that she was behind the Highland RV park and that she needed to be picked up immediately. Melissa and Karlie were on the phone, and Karlie did not want Melissa to hang up, and she's like, okay, I'll stay on the phone with you till I get there. Apparently, though, because of where they live, the call dropped, and so it took a little bit for her to get back in touch with Karlie. She got back in touch with Karlie, and Karlie was apparently now a mile away running down Dixon Street. And when she came up to her, she actually found her because she was running with her cell phone and she could see the light. So apparently she was running down a dark street by herself. She jumped into the back seat of the vehicle right behind Melissa because she didn't even want to go around to get into the front seat of the car. She said it took her about 15 minutes to get her calmed down and asking her what's wrong, what's going on. And Karlie was basically saying, I'm scared. I don't know what I'm scared of. I'm just freaking out. I smoked marijuana. I don't know. She continued when they got home. So Zac Guse said that he knew when Melissa was going to get Karlie, but he didn't know why. He said he thought she was at the football game, so he didn't know why she was picking her up early, but that was fine. Melissa went to get her. But that when they got back, he realized at that time that definitely Karlie was acting paranoid and irrational. There was the recording, which has still not been heard by the public. And this recording is not 8 minutes. It's actually 23 minutes long. Very few people have heard this recording, and this was the first thing that came up with Dr. Phil because he asked, where's the recording? Like, you came here to bring awareness to your child being missing, and you would expect that you would come with everything you have, every detail, every bit of information. You know, this was brought up on the Nancy Grace podcast as well. You know, typically parents of missing children overshare information to the point that sometimes I get that it gets kind of distracting because parents will give so much information that cops kind of have to sort out what's important. This is not the case in this case, okay? This is the opposite. This is like too little information. So Dr. Phil's like, where's the recording? And they're like, oh, you know, it's still an active investigation. And he's like, but like, I'm like kind of an expert. Like, I know about drugs and mental health, and like I can help you figure out, there might be something in there that I can hear that might help you. And they're like, yeah, we just don't want like the public to hear it. And I get the feeling that there's a lot of judging that comes out of it, because there is a question of how irrational she was acting, of why they didn't take him to the hospital. And it seems like they feel really guilty about that. And so that might be why they didn't want everyone to hear the video, because obviously she's going to be acting weird and they're not taking her to the hospital. But like they didn't even give it to Dr. Phil. And then this is where it just starts getting kind of sketchy, because he's like, where's the video? And they're like, oh, well, we don't want everyone to hear it. And he's like, well, where's the video? Oh, well, you didn't ask. And they're like, yeah, Dr. Phil's like, yes, we asked for the video. Because, I mean, honestly, do you not think that every single one of his staff members was like, well, can we hear the video? Can we hear the video? Okay. That's the first thing I know. Can we hear the video? Like, I went online to Google to see if there was somebody posted it somewhere. Like, of course you want to hear the video if you're looking into this case. I'm so sorry. I keep saying video, the audio. There is no video. It is audio. She said that she had the phone and she had it in her pocket. So there is no video. It's audio only. So then Dr. Phil, of course, is kind of concerned. And I have a feeling that on day 2, which will be tomorrow, that I heard, and they make it look like that Dr. Phil is going to get to hear parts of this video. There's also a big debate, because based on who's heard it, there is a debate about a specific section where, does Karlie ask for them to call 911, or does she say, if something happens, will you call 911? And I guess either way, at that point, if my child starts asking about 911, I'm just going to take him to the hospital. But then I'm like, were they so worried they would get in trouble? Did they supply? Like, why are you worried about getting in trouble? I'm not worried. If I take my kid to the doctor because they did drugs at a party, I'm just worried about them getting in trouble. But if they're that young, I wouldn't really be worried about them getting in trouble. They're a minor. I mean, if they made a mistake, they made a mistake. I don't think it's like, I just don't picture that they're going to prison forever. Like, they're going to get in trouble. It is what it is, but your child's safe. So then Zac says at 3:30 in the morning, he awoke and he saw Karlie wide awake in bed right next to Melissa. Melissa says she woke at 5:30 and she sent a text message and Karlie was right there next to her asleep. She then says she woke at 7:15 and Karlie was no longer next to her and she was immediately concerned. She then got up and looked for her. Now, I've heard several different reports on this, and I'm hoping tomorrow we get a little clarification, because I've always heard that she went and told Zac that Karlie was missing and that the two of them immediately went out in their own vehicles. I'm hearing that no, she went out searching and then she called Zac to say she was searching for her. And that's a big discrepancy, because it's kind of weird to me if you left the house without telling her father she was missing. She says that she found a neighbor, and this is what makes it sound like she was out searching alone first, because she said she found a neighbor, and a neighbor said that he had seen Karlie that morning at 6:30, but like she says that she describes her. So like, does the neighbor not know Karlie? So like a neighbor saw a girl with long hair, skinny, wearing a white t-shirt and sweatpants, which could have been Karlie, holding a piece of paper. But then this witness reported later to the media that she was staring up at the sky. So then another neighbor saw her down that street, but now headed towards the highway, and said pretty much the same thing. I don't know what this neighbor saw. And then apparently a wooder saw her now. So like she went down her street and then she turned and she's now headed to the highway. So somebody saw her on her street. Somebody saw her on her corner turning, heading towards the highway. And then a wooder, which is like a guy who does like pole lines or something, saw her at the highway, but behind the barbed wire. So like, I want to know, what did these witnesses see? And so does Dr. Phil. So Dr. Phil's like, so why won't you give me the witnesses' information so that I can talk to them? Within like a minute and a half, they give 2 different answers. It's an open investigation. We don't know them. And then also, well, I wouldn't want to involve somebody in an investigation unless they asked to be involved. If you were the last person to see my child, you don't get a choice, by the way. You would be involved until I say you're done involved because you saw my child. And why would they think that this person wouldn't want to be involved? These 3 witnesses saw a little girl. Yeah, they might not want to go fly out and be on the Dr. Phil show, but I'm sure they would be willing to say what they did or didn't see. They could at least say, oh, no, I know for sure that was Karlie. I know her. I recognized her. I saw her. This is exactly what she was doing, and that was her. Or they will say, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was her. She looked like this. She looked like that. She was doing this. It makes sense to me. Or they might say, I don't know, I just saw a little girl that kind of looked like her. Yeah, this is important. And they didn't give it. So now you have, they're unwilling to give the witnesses information so that Dr. Phil could help them find their daughter and confirm this information, because if it's not right, this is important. They didn't want to give the video or the audio of Karlie the night before so that Dr. Phil could hear. And here's the kicker. They didn't even want to give their own home address. And this really offended Dr. Phil, and it really concerned me because he's like, why wouldn't you give me your home address? I'm like, oh, well, we just, you don't understand how many people have been like showing up at our house and we have trouble. And he's like, what did you think I was going to do? Like put your address across the screen? Like, I'm not going to broadcast your address. I've never done that. I never would. And then they immediately follow up with, well, you didn't ask. And then it's, oh, well, wait, we did give your address. We wrote it on a piece of paper. So of course we did. I know. Tomorrow is going to be more, I'm thinking we'll hear the audio, or Dr. Phil will hear some of the audio. Her mother, Lindsay, is going to speak. There was another thing. They mentioned very casually that the FBI had given them lie detector tests. And when asked how it came out, they're like, fine. So either they really did have lie detector tests and it just wasn't a big deal and they totally passed and it was like, yeah, we passed it, it's fine. Or that's weird, because the thing is that if Melissa and Zac had absolutely nothing to do with why Karlie's missing, there wasn't an accident, something didn't happen, I feel horrible for them, because there are some people that are really mean. My question is like, I don't know, Melissa, like some of your stories don't make sense. I'm kind of concerned. Did something happen? Was there an accident? It just seems a little concerning. But there are people who are like just vile, vicious. You don't know shit. Don't go after someone calling them a murderer. That's not your place. If you're not family or friend, I mean, not that I'm saying family and friends should, but I mean, like, if you're not closely invested in this is not a little girl that you know, watch your words. That's not nice to do to somebody if you don't know shit. You know what I mean? But if I were Melissa and I had the limelight on me, if I were that Melissa, not this Melissa, because I am Melissa, but anyways, if I were Melissa Guse, and people were accusing me of something I totally had nothing to do with, first of all, I would be giving so much information. Like, I would overfill you with information to show you that I did not. And if I had a lie detector test done by the FBI, you would all know about it. You would know every question they asked me. You would know how I passed. You would be knowing some details. And it was just like, yeah, it went fine. They did also provide some information, kind of the timeline of the search that was done. So she was reported missing in the morning. By noon, they did do a helicopter search of the area because this is a very desolate desert area. That evening, they actually had an infrared helicopter up, which picks up heat signatures. And then on Sunday, they also had the dogs out searching. So there was a big search that was done of this area. It is such a massive area, though. It is very difficult. But they did go out and really do a lot of searching to try and find her. One of the other things that also came up was the original Dateline interview. So one of the things I said in the very beginning is that she initially reported that she went into Karlie's room at 5:30 in the morning to check on her, but then immediately later on stated that no, she had slept with her the whole night. So she said that she admitted that she lied. That no, that's not true. She didn't go check on her. She wasn't actually sleeping next to her. She said the reason that she lied about this is because that it was early on in the investigation. She wasn't sure what information she was supposed to give out. I don't know. So I'm going to make this a short, quick video with this update. Tomorrow, I'm going to record again after the next Dr. Phil. Thank you guys so much. And by the way, because I'm sure somebody's going to leave a comment. Yeah, my hair. I'm dyeing it. So yeah, that's hair dye all over my forehead. This is why it's all funky. I'm not done with it, but I'm leaving it alone so I don't completely destroy my hair. But thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Thank you for supporting me. And y'all just have a great day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.